We've all had moments in our lives where we were driven to succeed. There was something that we wanted so badly we would do anything to get it. But then life happens. Priorities change, circumstances evolve, and that fire inside us begins to fade away, until one day you can barely remember why you started in the first place. So what happened? Where did all that motivation go? And more importantly, how do we get it back? Well, to answer that question, let's take a look at the psychology of motivation. There are many different theories out there, but one of the most popular is the Canon's drive theory. It's based around the idea that all behavior is motivated by an attempt to reduce or completely eliminate a need. Our needs are tied to our biological makeup. If we haven't eaten for a while, our body will tell us we need food. This motivates us to go and find some sustenance. Once we eat, our hunger is reduced, and we no longer feel the need to go looking for more food. But Tom, not all motivations are this simple. We don't always know why we do what we do. Sometimes we can't even explain why we want what we want. So how does this apply to those times in our lives when we have a big goal in sight? Let's say you want to be promoted at work. You want this promotion because you believe you deserve it, and you think you're ready for more responsibility. On the surface, this seems like a straightforward example of goal-oriented motivation. Your brain has decided you need this thing called a promotion, therefore, you will start working towards it. But what if it's not that simple? When we're talking about motivation, it's important to distinguish between two types of needs: deficiency needs and growth needs. Deficiency needs are the basic things we require to survive: food, water, sleep, clothing, and shelter. These are all things that we need to keep ourselves alive and functioning. Growth needs, on the other hand, are things that we don't technically need, but they help us grow and develop as human beings: love, acceptance, belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. These are all things that motivate us to connect with others and develop into the person we want to become. In the case of the promotion, we could argue that it's a deficiency need. You need this promotion to pay your bills and support yourself and your family. But what if it's not just about money? What if you really want this promotion because you want people to respect you? In this case, we're dealing with a growth need. You want to feel respected and valued by your colleagues, and you believe getting a promotion will help you achieve that. Now, here's where things get interesting. According to Maslow's research, deficiency needs take priority over growth needs. If your deficiency needs aren't being met, you won't be motivated to pursue any growth needs. Think about it like this. Let's say you haven't eaten in a few days and you're starving. But there's a homeless shelter nearby that provides food, clothing, and a place to sleep. You'll be thinking about winning an award right now. Probably not. Your primary focus would be on getting food into your stomach. What does this mean for our ability to motivate ourselves? Well, it means that we can't expect ourselves to pursue goals that don't align with our needs. Yes, you may want to become a millionaire, but if you're struggling to pay rent, that goal isn't going to motivate you because it doesn't align with your current needs. Before we can motivate ourselves to pursue a goal, that goal must align with our current needs. If you want to get a promotion, it's important to ask yourself why you want it. Is it because you're bored in your current role and you need a new challenge? Or is it because you're desperate for money to pay your debts? The answer to that question will determine whether or not you're truly motivated to get the promotion. So how do we tap into that inner drive and use it to fuel our actions? Well, according to Maslow, we need to pursue our deficiency needs first. This will create a foundation of stability and security that allows us to pursue higher-level needs. Let's take a look at an example. Let's say you're a student who wants to graduate with honors. To do that, you'll need to maintain a high GPA, but every time you open your laptop to study, you find yourself scrolling through social media instead. In this situation, you're experiencing a conflict between your deficiency needs and your growth needs. You want to graduate with honors, but you also want to have fun and enjoy your college experience. According to Maslow, your deficiency needs are taking priority. You need to figure out how to make ends meet before you can worry about graduating with honors. So, you make a plan. You set aside specific times during the day to check social media so you don't feel like you're missing out. And you commit to studying during the times you're most productive. By doing this, you're taking steps to meet your deficiency needs. Now, you can focus on your studies without constantly feeling like you're missing out on something fun. Over time, you begin to excel in your classes, and you find yourself wanting more. You start to feel a sense of pride and accomplishment, and you want to continue feeling that way. Now your growth needs are being met. You're motivated to succeed, not because you have to, but because you want to. This is what it means to have lasting drive. It comes from within us. It's fueled by our needs, both deficiency and growth, and it's what allows us to pursue goals that align with those needs. But why do we ever lose that drive? Well, there are many possible explanations. Perhaps we become complacent and comfortable in our current situation. Maybe we don't feel like we have the skills or knowledge necessary to achieve our goals. Or perhaps we simply get distracted by the countless other demands on our time and attention. Whatever the reason, we need to find ways to reignite that spark. If we want to achieve our goals, there are a few things we can do to reignite our motivation. First, we need to identify what truly motivates us. This takes some introspection and self-reflection, but it's essential if we want to pursue goals that align with our values and needs. Second, we need to set realistic goals. This doesn't mean setting low standards for ourselves, but rather setting goals that are challenging yet attainable, too. When we set realistic goals, we give ourselves a better chance of success, and we increase our confidence in our ability to achieve them. Third, we need to celebrate our successes along the way. This is important for maintaining motivation because it reminds us of the progress we're remaking and the reasons why we're working towards our goals in the first place. Finally, we need to find ways to make our goals more engaging and enjoyable. This can be as simple as finding a study buddy to help us stay accountable and on track, or it could involve breaking down our goals into smaller tasks that we can check off as we complete them. By making our goals more engaging, we increase the likelihood that we'll stick to them even when things get tough. Ultimately, the key to staying motivated is finding ways to make our goals more relevant to our everyday lives. When we feel like our goals are important and meaningful to us, we're more likely to follow through on them even when we don't feel like it. Remember that motivation is a complex psychological process that's influenced by a variety of factors. While it's important to understand the underlying theories, it's also important to remember that everyone is different, and what motivates one person may not motivate another. That's why it's so important to take the time to reflect on our own needs and values, and to set goals that align with them. So what are some of the things that motivate you? What are some of the things that you're currently working towards? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.